Title: The Chronicles of Eloria, a Tale of Ordinary Heroes. In the land of Eloria, a kingdom blessed with towering forests, shimmering lakes, and snow-capped mountains, it was an idyllic kingdom, unmarked by the shadows of war or evil for centuries. Yet, as in every age, ordinary people would soon be thrust into extraordinary circumstances, embarking on their own journeys to overcome adversity. These are the stories of 4 such heroes, common folk who rose above their struggles and found strength in their hearts and hands. Episode 1: The Call of the Plague, Alira's Awakening. Alira was a simple herbalist, living in the quiet village of Braywood. She spent her days gathering rare flowers and brewing potions for the sick. Her life was peaceful, though small. But everything changed when the Black Plague struck the land. The air turned sour, and a deadly illness spread from village to village, leaving death in its wake. Braywood, once lively and full of laughter, became a place of silence and mourning. Alira tended to the sick with her meager herbs, but soon it became clear that her skills would not be enough. The plague was like nothing she had ever seen before. There were rumors that only the ancient moonflower, hidden deep within the Shadowvale forest, could cure the disease, but no one had ventured into those cursed woods for generations. Here lies Alira's call to adventure, the defining moment where the ordinary world crumbles, and she is faced with a choice. Stay in Braywood and watch her loved ones perish, or risk her life to find the moonflower and save the village. Episode 2: Refusal and Fear, The Shadows of the Forest. Despite the pleas of her neighbors, Alira refused at first. She was no warrior, no adventurer. The stories of the Shadowvale Forest were dark, filled with tales of monstrous beasts, cursed spirits, and ancient magics gone awry. But each day, more of her friends fell ill. The children she had known since their birth withered, and the strong men of the village grew frail. The refusal of the call is natural for any ordinary person. The fear of the unknown weighs heavily on Alira. But her heart begins to stir when she sees her little sister, Leora, lying in bed, her cheeks flushed with fever. This moment is a turning point. The fear of losing someone she loves pushes Alira forward beyond the boundaries of her comfort and into the unknown. Episode 3: The Mentor, An Unexpected Guide. As Alira prepares to leave Braywood, she encounters a stranger at the village gate, Elandor, an elderly traveler who had wandered the kingdom for decades. He had once been a healer, but now age had claimed his vigor. Still, he recognized the determination in Alira's eyes. "The moonflower is not just a plant," he told her. "It is a test. Only those with true compassion in their hearts can find it, for the forest will challenge every step you take." Elandor gave Alira a small vial filled with stardust, an ancient remedy for calming the spirits that haunted the forest. Use it only when the shadows grow thick around you. The meeting with the mentor is key in any journey, for it prepares the hero for the trials ahead. Elandor represents wisdom, passing on his knowledge and advice to Alira, though the path she must walk is hers alone. Episode 4: Crossing the Threshold, Into the Shadowvale. Alira leaves Braywood as dawn breaks, the mist clinging to the fields like a cold veil. As she steps into the borders of the Shadowvale forest, the world seems to shift. The air grows dense and the sunlight fades, blocked by the towering trees. The silence is unnerving, broken only by the occasional snap of a twig or rustle of unseen creatures. Crossing the threshold into the unknown world marks the point of no return. For Alira, the Shadowvale represents not just physical danger, but the embodiment of her deepest fears, her inadequacy, her doubts, and the weight of responsibility for saving her village. Episode 4: Crossing the Threshold, Into the Shadowvale. Alira leaves Braywood as dawn breaks, the mist clinging to the fields like a cold veil. As she steps into the borders of the Shadow Vale forest, the world seems to shift. The air grows dense and the sunlight fades, blocked by the towering trees. The silence is unnerving, broken only by the occasional snap of a twig or rustle of unseen creatures. Crossing the threshold into the unknown world marks the point of no return. For Alira, the Shadow Vale represents not just physical danger, but the embodiment of her deepest fears. Her inadequacy, her doubts, and the weight of responsibility for saving her village. Episode 5, Trials and Allies, the Guardians of the Forest. The deeper Alira ventured into the forest, the more difficult her path became. Strange creatures lurked in the shadows, dark, twisted figures that whispered in her ear, filling her with doubt. But just as the darkness seemed too great to bear, she met an unexpected ally. In a clearing bathed in silver moonlight, a forest guardian appeared. His name was Thalion, a towering figure with emerald eyes and a mane of golden leaves. Though intimidating at first, he was bound to protect those who sought the moonflower for pure reasons. "The forest knows your heart," Thalion said. "It will test you. But if your cause is true, I will guide you through the shadows." Together, Alira and Thalion faced several trials, fending off a pack of night wolves, navigating a poisonous bog, and outwitting a cunning spirit that tried to trap them in an eternal sleep. With each trial, Alira grew stronger, her resolve hardening. Tip for aspiring writers: the hero doesn't face trials alone. Allies like Thalion help the protagonist along the way, each contributing unique skills or wisdom. These trials should challenge both the hero's physical and emotional strengths. Episode 6, The Ordeal, the Heart of the Forest. At last, Alira and Thalion reached the heart of the Shadow Vale forest, where the moonflower bloomed atop a cliff guarded by the spirit of the Vale, an ancient being made of mist and shadow. The spirit demanded a sacrifice for the flower, one of equal worth to the life it could save. Alira was faced with a terrible choice: give up the flower and allow the village to perish, or offer something precious to her. She realized that the sacrifice the spirit sought was not material wealth, but the most valuable part of her, her love. To save her village, Alira had to remain in the forest as the new guardian, separated from her sister and her people forever. The ordeal is the hero's greatest challenge. It forces them to confront their deepest fears and make a sacrifice. For Alira, it's not a battle of swords, but of heart. She must choose between personal loss and the greater good. Episode 7, The Reward, the Moonflower's Light. Tears in her eyes, Alira agreed to the spirit's terms. As she spoke the words, the moonflower blossomed, its petals glowing with a pure silver light. Thalion watched in silence, his heart heavy. With the moonflower in hand, Alira returned to Braywood, knowing it would be her final journey home. The reward in the hero's journey often comes at a price. For Alira, it's the knowledge that she can save her village, but at the cost of her own future. She will never again live the life she knew. Episode 8, The Road Back, the Healing of Braywood. Upon returning to Braywood, Alira wasted no time. She crushed the moonflower into a potion and administered it to the sick, starting with her sister. The potion worked miracles, purging the disease from the villagers. Joy spread through Braywood, but Alira felt a deep sorrow, knowing her time there was limited. The road back is bittersweet. The hero has achieved their goal, but they are forever changed by their experiences. For Alira, the village is healed, but she knows she must return to the forest as its new guardian. Episode 9, The Resurrection, A Life Reborn. As dawn broke the next day, the village gathered to thank Alira, calling her a hero. But she could not stay. With Thalion waiting at the forest's edge, Alira prepared to leave Braywood behind. However, the spirit of the Vale appeared once more, this time offering a second choice. "You have proven your heart," the spirit said. "Your sacrifice was true, but the forest no longer needs a guardian. You are free to return home." Alira, reborn through her journey, returned to her ordinary life, but she was not the same. She was no longer just a healer. She was a hero who had faced her fears, conquered the darkness, and saved her people. The resurrection is the hero's final transformation, where they return to their world not as the same person, but as a stronger, wiser version of themselves. Episode 10, Return with the Elixir, the Healer's Legacy. Years later, Alira became the most renowned healer in the kingdom, known for her bravery and her deep connection to the ancient magic of the land. Her story spread far beyond Braywood, inspiring others to face their own challenges and rise above adversity. The return with the elixir symbolizes the hero's final gift to the world. In Alira's case, it is both the literal elixir she used to save her village and the legacy she left behind as a beacon of hope for others. Conclusion: real-life heroism in the fantasy world of Eloria. Alira's journey is a testament to the strength of the human spirit and the power of ordinary people overcoming extraordinary challenges. While set in a fantastical world, her story mirrors real-life experiences of people rising above adversity, whether facing illness, loss, or fear. Just as in the hero's journey, we all have the potential to become heroes in our own lives, to overcome the shadows and bring light to the world.